Welcome to Mind Power Development and Kinesis. Today we have a special guest from the Republic of Brazil. We have one of the greatest Siddha masters of enlightenment and mental abilities. In our presence, today we have Master Sergio. Master Sergio, who once walked among the Tibetans monk, and this was in the path of love and wisdom. Also, we have Julian, who's going to help me interpret Portuguese into English with Master Sergio. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Julian. Thank you so much, Master Sergio. It is such a pleasure to finally meet you on camera. How are you doing, Master Sergio?
Como você está, por favor? Fale pra gente.
Eu estou muito bem, e é um grande prazer também estar aqui conversando com vocês aqui, com o meu amigo, meu irmão espiritual, tá? O Pac-Man é meu irmão, mora no meu coração, e nós temos uma junção muito espiritual, eu e ele.
É um grande prazer.
Eu estou bem.
É um grande prazer, o mestre Sérgio disse, e que é um grande prazer ele estar aqui conversando com a gente e passando os conhecimentos dele com o Pac-Man, que é o irmão dele do coração, do espírito.
I have so many questions, and a lot of people have been asking me to meet you, and they love to see your life, and they love your journey, and they have so many questions. Please tell me about yourself. Where were you born, and where were you raised?
Eu nasci no Rio de Janeiro, Brasil. Eu tenho 66 anos, nasci 1956, 27, March 27. E desde criança, since a child, desde criança, eu percebi que eu tenho esse tipo de poder. Mas eu achava que todo mundo, eu achava que todo mundo tinha também, mas não é assim.
He was born. He said from infancy he already have these powers, and he think that everybody have it too, but only him that have these powers.
So you understand the power when he was a young child, and he was able to develop it. And he also knows that everybody else can learn this and develop it, but he did develop it. Okay. And there was a story that you were taught the secrets of the universe by the monks. Is this true?
Tem uma história que você aprendeu os segredos do universo através dos monges, a criação do fogo e a iluminação. Por favor, compartilhe com a gente um pouco mais sobre isso.
Please share your story. How did you meet this monk?
Como você conheceu esses monges?
Quando eu tinha 20 anos, eu fui na Índia para ser tradutor de inglês para um amigo meu que não falava nada de inglês. Eu também não falo muito, mas a gente dava um jeitinho. Fala para ele isso, depois eu continuo.
When he was with 20 years old, he was to India to be translated to his friend, and he knows something of English, and he could do it there.
Yes.
Interesting. Is it true that this type of learning or concentration, you have to be spiritual high? Like always be spiritually high?
Para fazer manifestar esse tipo de poderes, você tem que estar sempre num estado alto, muito alto. Explique pra gente qual é o seu entendimento desse.
Eu vou continuar com a explicação anterior, porque eu dei uma pausa para você traduzir para ele. Pronto. Então, eu na Índia, quando terminou os nossos afazeres de tradução, eu fui ao Tibete eu fui mais ao Tibete para ver o sepultamento a céu aberto, que é uma coisa espetacular. Depois vocês colocam aí no YouTube aí o sepultamento tibetano. E dali eu parti para os monges. Fala para ele, depois eu volto.
He after having worked his translation job, he was to the Tibet to see the funerary rites there and learn with the people there.
Okay. And this was in India?
In India. Okay. The Tibet.
Interesting.
Aí,
depois
de ter assistido lá ao funeral tibetano, que eles colocam os cadáveres para ser comidos pelos abutres, eu fui conhecer Lhasa, a capital do Tibete. E entrei nas cavernas tibetanas.
He tells he have gone to Lhasa, to the
In Tibet.
in the caves there. In there.
Yes.
Vai continuar, mas
Então eu fui com um monge tibetano, se eu não me engano, o nome dele era Ameya Desfande. Eu fui conhecer as cavernas tibetanas, onde ficam guardada os monstros falecidos, emoldurado em ouro. Caverna muito escura, iluminada por tochas.
he tells he have gone to the caves, and in there he meets some monk, and there they have many gold that they have many gold there.
No,
And all there it was illuminated by fire
right.
torches, like
Fire torches, right. Interesting.
Torches. As cavernas eram muito escuras. Tinham monges que não viam a luz do dia há mais de 50 anos. E eu pude ver no interior dessas cavernas um monge levitando a 1 metro de altura. Eles não praticavam pirocinésia, fogo. Isso eu aprendi, eu sabia que tinha essa habilidade e eles me explicaram por que eu tinha essa habilidade.
He saw there monks levitating, like they passed there like 50 years there in the darkness.
Wow. So they live in the cage for 50 years and they were levitating and such as well.
And there are monk in there that he saw that was levitating, like
That is
1
interesting.
meter
And this is in the caves of Lhasa, right?
in the caves there.
Oh, okay.
There was always dark, you know.
Right,
They lived
right.
in darkness.
Right, got it. And they were always meditating in there.
Always meditating.
Interesting.
Pode continuar.
Lá eu ouvi desse monge, Ameya Desfande, se eu não me engano o nome dele é esse, Ameya Desfande. Eu ouvi dele que eu tinha... Quando eu expliquei a ele que com 6 anos de idade eu tive uma febre muito forte, a very strong fever, e doía muito, pain here. Então ele disse para mim que eu tinha um poder mental e era para eu praticar, mas eu não podia praticar isso em 2 épocas do ano, na Quaresma e época de Natal. Quaresma são 40 dias depois da Semana Santa. São 40 dias aqui no Brasil, é chamado Quaresma. Eu não podia praticar isso, eu não ia conseguir nem na Quaresma, nem na época de Natal.
He tells he was with fever, and the monk saw him. He said he have this power, but he could not practice till past the ceremonial dates of the Christianity, like after the Quaresma.
Interesting.
Nem no Natal.
Neither in the Christmas.
Neither in Christmas. So you cannot practice this in Christmas or in those days.
Never.
Only after.
So in the beginning, how much practice did you put when you got your first success on fire?
Ele quer saber quanto tempo você precisou praticar para conseguir ter sucesso com a manipulação do fogo.
Muito rápido. Quando o monge disse que eu tinha tal poder, eu cheguei em casa e comecei a ver. Ele disse para mim que eu ia ver uma luz emanando dos meus dedos no escuro, fazendo assim, ó. E realmente eu via, mas ninguém mais via, só eu. Então tentei praticar a pirocinésia, queimar algodão, essas coisas todas. Eu fiz muitas demonstrações ao vivo, antigamente, na rua, para os outros ver. Mas depois eu parei. Eu coloquei no YouTube, devido a muitas respostas negativas, muito xingamento, eu parei geral. Eu não pratico mais, não coloco no YouTube e nem respondo mais as perguntas.
He said he was very, very fast to him. The monk said he had this power, that he was to see his hands, and he could see some lightness come from his hands. So it started very fast to him. He early he performed in YouTube and in the streets, but he stopped it because some people have very negative response, like telling bad things, and he don't like it, so he stopped.
I understand. And yes, this does affect the ego when it comes down to showing to people. Not everybody understand this, and not everybody believe that this is true. They think this is some kind of black magic or something, which is not. This is something from the heart we create, we could manifest, we could bring to life. And can anyone learn this in this life? Is it hard to concentrate and stay in this state?
Ele está perguntando se é difícil manter essa concentração nesse estado para conseguir produzir esses efeitos, para vendo a sua experiência.
Bom, eu tenho que estar em jejum, não estômago vazio, empty stomach, estômago vazio, eu tenho que estar em jejum. E tem pessoas que não acreditam. Eu já dizia William Shakespeare, existem mais mistérios entre os céus e a terra do que podem supor as nossas vãs filosofias. Não acredito. Eu acredito piamente. Eu acredito em OVNI, UFO. Eu acredito nisso tudo. Eu, inclusive, fui testemunha ocular de ter visto um OVNI sobrevoando o estado de Fênix. Isso está até no YouTube. As luzes de Fênix. The Light from Phoenix. Eu vi.
He said that he needs to be fasting to manifest these powers, and that he believes in like in OVNIs, UFO. He one time have seen one, and that he needs to be like fasting. This is the preparation he needs to be in the state.
So diet is very important when it comes down to creating manifestation. That's interesting. So people can develop this, is just going through some certain developments, some proper diet, what you eat, or fasting, and then you could start practicing and performing this kind of ability. If you have one chance to change the world, what kind of world that do you see that you'll live in?
Well, ele está perguntando o Pacman, se você tivesse uma chance de mudar o mundo, que tipo de mudança seria essa?
Menos desenvolvimento tecnológico, porque isso leva à guerra. Eu sou uma pessoa que eu gosto muito de roça. Eu não sei como é chamado nos Estados Unidos, mas eu acho que é rancho, né? Farm. Eu adoro roça. Eu gostaria de morar num lugar que poderia até não ter luz, tá? Isolado de televisão, de internet, de rádio, de tudo. Eu adoro a solidão, ficar no meio dos animais, da terra, da natureza.
But Master Sergio said that less technological advancement would be good. That he likes to be in nature with the animals in a peaceful environment. You know, this he thinks it's good.
That is so true. That is interesting because nowadays even technology is very good. The more we see that we are growing in technology, the more negative we're becoming. The more we're using this technology for protection or more to take over other people's willpower. And this is sad. We all need to wake up just to make sure that we don't forget where we came from. We have to be in nature. We have to communicate with other beings, other sentients, animals, birds. There's so much God gave us, the Absolute gave us, to explore, to learn. But instead, we forget about them and we try to find ways to take over people's control. And Master Sergio, I agree 100%. This is really, really good and a very beautiful future if we all could see the same way you see. Thank you so much. Master Sergio, I have one question. Is it true that you saw fire in your hand before you send the energy to the object? Was it true that you saw the fire happening in your hand and you do not feel the fire, but this was the first times before you send energy to the object.
Master Sérgio está perguntando se é verdade que você viu o fogo na sua mão, tipo, envolvido na sua mão e não, tipo, não acontecia nada com você e você projetou ele.
Não havia fogo na minha mão. Eu segurava um pedaço de papel ou de algodão, cotton, mentalizava o objeto em chamas e o objeto se inflamava, mas não saía fogo da minha mão.
O Master Sérgio said that he not have come fire from his hand, but that he was with like an object, and he imagined the object catching fire, and it catch fire, no?
Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine it, and it
happened. Okay. So this basically.
But just a moment, Pacman. Uma coisa que eu queria muito, que eu não consegui até hoje, foi fazer a viagem astral. Tentei muito. Gostaria que meu espírito saísse do meu corpo, unido pelo cordão de prata, e viajar, conhecer as pessoas, entes queridos em outros países, e até em outros mundos, mas nunca consegui fazer a viagem astral, apesar de ter tentado muito.
Master Sergio said that he is very desirous to have an astral experience, but have not yet occurred to him. That he tried many times, but it had not occurred yet to him. Like get your spirit out of your body and
yes.
Go and travel and meet other souls in the astral plane.
Like astral plane. Okay.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Astral plane.
Okay. That is a very interesting subject and very good ways to go to learn the astral travel. Maybe we could share some experiences and we could learn from each other how to get to this astral world. But it is a beautiful world.
Eu gostaria de parabenizar ao meu amigo Pacman pelos poderes, pelas habilidades mentais que ele tem. Eu já vi um vídeo dele manipulando o tempo. É muito interessante. Por isso que nós somos irmãos espirituais, eu e ele.
Master Sergio is congratulating you, Pacman, because he saw your abilities, and he said that because of this that you two are brothers. Like he congratulates you on your abilities, your achievements.
Thank you so much, Master Sergio. I am so pleasured and I feel honored, hearing these words coming from you. It is so much to me.
The honor is mine.
Thank you so much. I would love to be by your side someday and spend time together with you and enjoy your company someday, hopefully, before I leave.
Okay.
But it will be nice to be with you. And do you have any more advice for the new generations who wants to learn this and wants to follow your path and be the same way as you? Do you have such any advice or anything to say for our new children's?
Mas Sérgio, ele está perguntando se você tem qual o conselho que você tem para a geração mais jovem que quer pegar esse mesmo caminho de aprender ser um Siddha, aprender os poderes. Qual o conselho que você tem para eles chegarem mais rápido no objetivo?
Eu acho que já me ofereceram até dinheiro para ensinar esses poderes mentais, mas eu acho que isso não é ensinável, não é uma coisa que se ensina, isso já nasce com a gente. Aqui no Brasil tem um programa que a apresentadora mandou um e-mail para mim, me convidando a ir na televisão fazer as demonstrações. Eu não aceitei, porque eu sei que eu ia ser muito censurado. Eu não aceitei. Eu acho que esses poderes são, para mim, é uma coisa normal. Eu não ensinaria isso às crianças de hoje, aos jovens de hoje. Se eu pudesse ensinar, eu não ensinaria isso aos jovens de hoje.
He tells that if he could teach, he would not teach these powers to the young generation. He thinks that it's like something that you're born with. It's something that you come from
past
like
life.
with you from past life. He tells people from a TV called him to present there, but he don't like
I understand. Many
because he
people
thinks that they would
ridicule
uh,
him, bring him
or
down. Yeah.
Se algum
doubt,
dia,
you know.
se algum dia eu for à Califórnia, eu tenho um filho que mora em Orlando, na Flórida, lá perto de perto da Disney. Se algum dia eu for voltar aos Estados Unidos, eu vou visitar o meu amigo Pac-Man. Eu vou tentar fazer a ele uma demonstração, uma só, porque dói muito, minha cabeça dói muito. Vou tentar fazer a ele uma demonstração e vou tentar explicar como que eu consigo, para ele, porque eu confio nele. Mas isso é uma coisa que eu não ensino. Se eu pudesse ensinar, eu não ensinaria isso aos jovens de hoje.
He tells if you go in California, he pretends he expects to go and show to you how he performed the technique, but that he don't wants to teach this. He wants to teach this to the young generation, no?
I understand. The young generation has to go through a lot of spiritual understanding before learning all this. Because right now, the levels of people, the ego, it is so low that they don't understand what they are seeing. They cannot comprehend. They cannot accept that this is something that humans have, they could achieve. They think everything is wrong because of TV programming, because of negative movies. So they think all this stuff is not real. So right now I agree that children should not be taught that. They should learn spiritually first, spiritually grow. Once they understand that, learn to be humble, maybe then there's a chance. Just like Mozart, he learned when he was a child, he already was a master of everything. But this was because his past lives. So he was born with this ability and he was a master when he came and showed the world. But not everybody should learn this because they will bring negative into the system and they need to spiritually grow before they could go and embark this journey. I completely understand, Master Sergio. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet you and talk to you today. I was waiting for this all my life, and thank you so much that my dream has manifested and came true. Thank you so much. Thank you, Julian, for everything. Thank you, Master Sergio. You are guys are number one. Maybe when I come down to Brazil soon, I will sit with you guys and we'll have a good talk and talk more definitely.
You will be going welcome at my home. My home is too home.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, people. Thank you so much for being in our presence. This was Pac Man, Mind Power Development and Kinesis.